Alright, hey guys, we're back, and we're going to get into hole number 5 here. Now, in terms of how I want to go about doing this, not too sure. I'll probably take Thor here. It has very good accuracy. You could probably get away with quarterback. I'm trying to think about, setting myself up for the second shot. And here I still have 52 accuracy. That's 2 per ring. So whether or not I use ball or a navigator, for instance, it's not really going to be a huge difference. We're talking about maybe 1 mile per hour, so might be worth considering. You really don't need KMs, but you also have to think that you are playing for KMs as well. So anything that you use, for the most part, especially if you execute well in the tournament, will be replaced and then some. So, I'm only going to spend, for instance, maybe 20 KM balls throughout this tournament, maybe a couple bit more, 30 tops, and I have the ability to replace that with a top 10 finish, for example. So it is just something to, strive for, and the higher off you finish, the better. And, you do want to give yourself the best chance to make that pitch. On qualifier day one, it might not be the most important shot to get, because the odds of having a tiebreaker really come into effect really aren't going to be a big deal. And for that reason, I'm going to just go at this with a navigator today, but just something to think about, especially as you guys get closer to the weekend rounds, and just setting yourself up for eagle. Now, in terms of what I'm going to do with my rings, I'll probably play, my Thor's hammer. It's a 1.7 per ring. I'll probably play in a target here and just put some curl, get it back more into the center of the fairway, and notice I'm not really using any power. I'm just focusing on more than anything, putting it out in play and using my curl to keep me away from the rough edge. So there you can see I did, great ball to the left. But because I put so much good curl on that, it kept it from going too high. And you can see that you can, I've been playing this with a KM, so you're seeing me just kind of a little bit more left of center. But you can see when I go with a navigator ball that I am able to completely full curl that if I want, with no real, worries. So just something to keep in mind. And, at the very least, you can see that keeping your drive a little bit shorter is going to give you a little bit better wind angle. So you can see my opponent here getting almost to the near end of the fairway and has more of a left tilt. My wind will probably be more dead straight. So it might just be something to consider. You don't need to, bang it out there as far as possible. It might just be best to, put it out in play a little bit more centered than I did, but just make sure that you get past that tree. And here you can see distance is almost going to come into play when you do have a navigator if you're not careful. So here you can see I can probably just get it behind the cup, but it's not going to be by very much. So what I am going to do is try to play my shot accordingly. I'm going to try to, just sneak a little bit more than maybe 8.5 right there, somewhere in there for my adjustment. I'm going to play this at max, and aside from that, I might do a little bit more of an over adjustment, so a little bit towards 4 rings there. And let's just see if I can't get this to bend around the pin here. Looks like I ran into the pin. So I was trying to get it behind it and just get it to kind of gracefully curl down in. And it looks like my correction was just a fraction off. But you can see how easy that shot is going to be. And with just a couple revisions, you're going to really be able to hone in on that shot. Just make sure that, you try to cheat the right side of the fairway a little bit more than I did. Because as you could see, getting there towards max club made my shot a little bit harder than it needed to be. I couldn't really set up the way that I wanted to. I wanted to go full backspin. Take off a little just to make sure that the ball got behind the hole, which it would have had I not had it run into the hole. But I was trying to curl it around the pin and just landed it a little bit too right on the target line. So just something to keep in mind for your guys' round. I think, you know, with some revisions, that is going to be a very easy hole to execute properly. And let's see if we can't go for, you know, this shot again. You guys have seen me do it a couple times now. So you know firsthand exactly kind of what I'm looking at. Just kind of staying away from the bunker and doing an overplay. You're going to see me go, you know, probably 7 rings here for my adjustment. And you can see I do that in one motion. Basically pull through the shot button and pull through until I can see the, you know, the edge of the blue ring when I do it in one motion like that. Here it is coming in pretty good. I didn't put enough curl, and you can see because of that, it is almost running through the green. And I left it about 6 yards there, so 7 yards. So you do want to be a little careful. Might end up costing me the hole, but at the same time, you know, not the biggest deal. We're not playing for the shootouts. I don't care if I win these shootouts. It's more about giving myself the clubs that give me the best chance to make sure that I get an eagle. Now, keep it in mind that I probably won't have a sniper. You know, I could have switched to Guardian there for you know, the shootout, but at the same time, you know, I'm not too worried about these shootouts. It's not a big deal if these win.
Great shot.
And plus, you know, I really do kind of want to get a couple more attempts just so we can see, you know, some nice vantage points of that shot that you see me playing. And the biggest reason that I don't suggest doing it the way that my opponent just did is you have to hit the rough by an inch for that to happen. And having it just barely hit the rough is a very hard skill shot to do. It's not going to always work out the way that you want. My shot, especially with you know, more technique and practice, you're going to have much more consistent results and runouts. So just something to keep in mind there. And you know, with that being said there, I will see you guys on hole 6, and good luck there with hole 5.